welcome to another episode of Asexualized, my asexual life. This is a place to be for education about asexuality and all things asexual. I talk about my own asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. I'm Sandra Bellamy, author of Asexual Perspectives, out on Amazon, founder of asexualise.com and Asexualise Academy. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit that great big subscribe button now and hit that bell icon to get notified of every time I go live like now or post a new video. And don't forget, if you like this video as you go along, to give it a thumbs up. So in this video, I want to talk to you about be very aware or beware of too much arousal talk. So when you're in the asexual dating scene, or you're looking to have get a date or relationship with an asexual person or sexual person even, you might be talking to them sexual person even. You might be talking to them, having a chat backwards and forwards. You might be talking about your asexuality, and the person might ask you what you like and don't like to do in terms of intimacy. But you have to be very careful that these conversations don't go on and on and on to the point where it just seems like the other person who is talking to you is enjoying talking about intimate things with you because they want to feel aroused. And that's what has happened a lot to me with so-called asexual guys. And if you catch my video yesterday, you would know that I talked about a sexual guy that was interested in me, but sadly the conversation turned more into our ongoing thing about arousal, which, you know, I in the end I said to the person, I noticed you didn't answer any of my previous questions about you, and I need a guy who will chat with me about anything and everything and have no secrets and nothing to hide. So if you're serious about getting to know me as a person for a possible relationship, and it is not just sex, which I said I'm not interested in and absolutely meant, and you're not only interested in arousal, then get back to me and connect with me on Facebook as a friend and let me know when you had in mind a video chat with me there. But if you're not serious and just looking for a bit of fun, then I'm not your girl and would not want either of us to waste any time, and wish you luck in finding someone suitable. I didn't notice that he had actually previously sent me his Facebook profile, which is good. But when I looked, hi Michael, nice to see you. I'm talking about that guy yesterday, the one I talked about on meetup.com, that was a sexual guy, not an asexual guy. And I said to him that unfortunately, said on here, I'm confused by the title. Yeah. So basically, I was explaining that the guy I spoke to yesterday, you know, the one I was messaging, the sexual guy, when I was talking, he was asking me questions about what I like intimacy-wise, because I'm asexual. The problem is, I mean, you're not going to have this problem because you're not into dating and relationships, but the problem is the conversation kept going on to the point of arousal. So basically it means that in the past I've had this with so-called asexual guys, which is why I know a lot of the asexual guys probably really aren't asexual, you know? And it's like, you know, they'll talk to me about kissing. And they'll be like, oh, where do you like to kiss then? What do you like to do? How much kissing do you like? You know what I mean? And this guy, when I said yesterday the type of things that I'm okay with kissing a guy's chest and sucking his nipples, the conversation went on and on about that today. You know, he's messaging me back really quickly, and it was on about, oh yeah, I'd like you to suck there, and like, where else will you kiss? What else will you do? And he started talking about being naked and stuff like that. It was just too much for me in the end, you know? It's kind of like, basically some people, some guys, because I'm obviously talk to guys, they get very aroused by talking about kissing. You don't have to be physically with them, doing anything to them. Just by talking to them about it, a sexual guy can get aroused and they can love it, and then they can be at home doing whatever they want to do with themselves. You know, like some people pay for obviously sex in person. Some people pay for phone sex, right? I'm not giving them phone sex, but just by talking to them about kissing, they're getting aroused by it. I don't know how I don't know how I do it half the time, because I'm not even meaning it for them to get aroused. But the conversation goes on and on about kissing, and then he starts going, oh yeah, I like that because it makes me aroused, I like that because he makes me aroused. And see, he was more interested in the fact I was making him aroused and getting to know me as a person. That's what I'm trying to say. So if anyone's watching this channel who's into dating and relationships and they're texting a guy and they're trying to explain their asexuality, perhaps they're different to me, perhaps they don't like as much kissing, but perhaps you're an asexual who's very sensual and likes touching all over the body. You know, and that can arouse, you know, I don't like that because I'm naked repulsed, but that can arouse a guy, you know, just by saying, you know, they might be saying, okay, so where do you like to touch? You might start saying, well, I like to touch the body, you know, all over the body, blah, blah, blah. And obviously the guy's getting a sexual thrill out of it because they're getting sexually aroused and excited because they're experiencing the you know, like if an asexual experiences some sex drive or some libido or arousal, they don't really want to act on it. Whereas the people that are sexual, they'll want to go, they'll chat in message about stuff like that, then they'll go and masturbate themselves. I'm being very blunt and honest here about what happens, because I've had guy friends who've said that to me, sexual guy friends who obviously like me more than a friend. In the past, I had a highly sexual guy and I just used to say about kissing. I didn't even give any sucking or intimate details like that. Just used to say I liked kissing, and that used to turn him on, you know. I didn't even go into details, you know. So you have to be aware that if you are dating or talking about relationship, if you're talking about intimacy and kissing, they can be getting a sexual thrill out of it. So if someone's watching this now and they're feeling like they're talking to a person, but they're realising the conversation keeps getting diverted back to sexual and intimate stuff. Hey Martin, nice to see you. Thanks for tuning in. So if you're, so I'm talking now and saying that if you're, you know, doing dating and relationships, or you're talking about a potential relationship and someone's asking you about intimate details, like what do you like? It's really difficult for an asexual person because you kind of have to say what you like and don't like. And especially in the asexual dating, we just say what we like and don't think too much of it. But when you're talking to a sexual person, they're actually not used to that type of talk from the average person that comes along in their life. They're not used to someone being open and honest about what they like sexually, physically, intimately, sensually. They're not used to that. They clump it all under sexual sort of arousal type of stuff, you know, a lot of the time. Not all of them might, but a lot of them do, you know, because they're not used to this. Although we live in a highly sexualized society, as someone says in my Asexual Perspectives book, to say we're a highly sexualized society, there isn't enough open and honest communication about what we do and don't like sexually. There isn't any, you know, enough open and honest communication about, you know, about basically, yeah, what we like sexually and don't like, what we like intimate, you know, intimate wise and stuff like that. People who are sexual are some of the most conservative people when it comes to talk about sexual stuff, you know. And his last message was like, you can connect with me on Facebook, but I'm a very discreet person, before he's not speaking to me now, because I said that I didn't want to be, you know, that I wasn't, if he's not serious about getting to know me as a person and it's just arousal or sex he thinks he's going to get, basically, I'm not interested, you know. But yeah, I mean, when he's seen as a discreet person, I'm like, well, what does that mean? It's not like I'm having an affair with him or something, do you know what I mean? Or it's really weird. It's not for me, you know. And I was on this video saying what I messaged back to him today earlier, which you missed the beginning of this video. So obviously if someone saw this live stream, they'd already know it, but I'll do it again for you guys because obviously you've only just come on here. So basically I noticed you didn't answer any of my previous questions about you, and I need a guy who will chat with me about anything and everything and have no secrets and nothing to hide. So if you're serious about getting to know me as a person for a possible relationship, and it's not just sex, which I said I am not interested in and absolutely meant, and you're not only interested in arousal, which seemed like that's how the conversation was going, then get back to me and connect with me on Facebook as a friend. But if you're not serious and just looking for a bit of fun, then I'm not your girl, and would not want either of us to waste any time and wish you luck in finding someone suitable for you. Now, he never replied to that, but I didn't realise, I didn't see his previous message, because sometimes meetup.com has a lag on the messages when I get it on my iPad and stuff. So I saw that before that, he'd written, just before that, 4 minutes before, he'd written his Facebook profile and that he's a discreet person though. And I feel that you're honest to me. Just wondered, do you usually tell all those to the those, meaning the things I said before, to the person you have feelings for. Because he's not used to it, you see. He's a sexual guy and he's not used to it. He probably thinks I'm sexual, but I'm not. I've told him, like, huge times. So I did put on the end of this message about wish you luck in finding someone suitable for you. Thank you for your Facebook profile. I would add you as a friend and hope you accept. It did not show up before I sent you that last message. So I'm glad you gave it to me and are serious about getting to know me, because I want both of us to be happy. I'm openly asexual to the world. So I hope that is not a problem for you, as I do a lot of online stuff to help asexuals. So I openly tell a guy I have feelings for that I am asexual and I like kissing, but not sex. If the guy seems seriously interested in me, then I will tell him more. JC, are you still a virgin? No, I'm not. But then you'd know that if you watched my channel. Not that it's any of your business, but no, I'm not. And I have had good sex in the past. Thanks very much. Don't want it again. Thanks ever. Yeah, I don't experience sexual attraction, just for the record, JC. I'm not interested in sex at all, ever again. Thanks. And so I put, but if a guy needs, this is what I was messaging the guy on meetup.com. So I openly tell a guy I have feelings for that I'm asexual and like kissing, but not sex. If the guy seems seriously interested in me, then I will tell him more. But if a guy needs sex and cannot live without it, then I do not continue the conversation. I've heard there's something called hard to get, which I suppose is sexual reverse psychology. Maybe you thought you were doing that, maybe. Yeah, some of them do. Some of them get a thrill out of it. They see it as a challenge. It's ridiculous. I try looking in your name up, but so far there are a number of people with the same name and I cannot find your pic from here on there. So please can you add me if you're still interested in getting to know me, as my username is unique. If I don't hear back from you, I will assume I am not what you're looking for. And then I put at the end, I also like someone who's proud to kiss me and be seen with me in public, which sounds like you may not be that person. So seems like we are incompatible after all. So basically, that's it. I mean, he hasn't replied back. And before then, when I told you he was talking about arousal stuff, like he's replying every 4 minutes because that's what sexual guys are like, the majority of them. I thought the hurricane season was over. Great, Harry. Thanks very much for that. For tuning in and that comment. Not really sure what that's about, but thanks. So basically, that's what I said, and then you seem pretty obsessed with sexuality for so-called asexual. Sexuality is a huge topic, JC. It's good to educate people about sexuality across all the sexual spectrum, which starts at asexuality, with people having with people having no absolute interest in sex whatsoever. Aromantic asexuals that have no, interest in romance or sex. They're not sexually attracted and they're not romantically attracted. And then, you've got the romantic asexuals, which is what I am. And then you've got the grey A's and the demisexuals. And then it goes into the sexual spectrum of sexualities. Hi, Heather. Nice to see you. So, yeah, of course, as an asexual, I'm interested in the topic of sexuality. And I think all sexuals should be interested in the topic of asexuality. Because I think it's important that all the people that are sexual in this world do get a good foundation and understanding for what asexuality is, and people who live within society who are asexual, because 1% of the population is asexual, at least 1%, which means 1 in every 100 people, sexual people, mate. You're cute though. Thank you, JC. That's very nice of you to say. I appreciate that. So it basically means, JC, that, people who are asexual need to know about asexuals, because I think you're kind of hot. Thanks. I don't mind being called that. I just don't want to have sex with a guy. So basically, I think it's important for sexuals to be educated that there are people who lack sexual attraction and don't want to have sex. That doesn't mean to say that some asexuals don't experience arousal. Doesn't mean to say that some asexuals don't like sex. In my case, I've never had or desired sex. Exactly, Michael. I've never, even though I've had sex in the past, I never thought, oh, I want sex. I never looked at my man and thought, oh, I want sex with you ever. I would have rather have done the washing up. Much rather have done the washing up. I hate washing up. But I'd much rather sat there with my headphones on, stood there with my headphones on, listened to dance music and done the washing up. Do you know what I mean? It's just a better experience. Do you know what I mean? And I love kissing, but I just don't like the sex. Kissing's great, but sex is just like, ugh. Sex is just no comparison between sex and kissing. Kissing wins hands down every single time. But then I'm quite rare because not many asexuals are that into kissing as I am. But yeah, I think this people who are watching this now that aren't asexual, I think it's really important you understand that asexuals exist, because 1 in 100 people you're likely to meet are asexual. Everyone should learn about this topic and should learn what real love is all about. Exactly, Heather. Exactly. Love has nothing to do with sex. Sex is merely one form of physical expression of love that some people like to partake in and some people don't. Sex is completely different to love, as is, you know, a lot of things. You can get different types of attraction as well. There's romantic love, but not everyone loves romantically. There's different types of love as well. So I think it's, you know, really important that the whole world knows this. The more people that know, the better. The more we understand sexuality as a huge topic and concept that it actually is, the much better we can all get along together and accept each other and have better quality relationships, friendships and things like that. I think it's so important, you know. I've never, you know, one of my friends, online friends, it's nice to have sex and become one with your partner. Well, I don't become one with my partner. I don't need sex to become one with my partner. Do you see what I mean, JC? You do, because you're sexual and obviously sex is super important to you. But I don't need to become one with my partner by having sex. I can be bonded in the mind and the spirit, and with no need for physical intercourse. And if I want to bond physically, I can snog the face off the guy. I don't need to actually have him in me, which is just gross to me and disgusting. And I don't need that in my life. You know, I like to keep my clothes on. My body's mine. I don't mind me seeing it. Great body for me to see, but I'm not bothered. You know, I'm not interested in a bloke seeing it. I get clothes attraction. I think guys look far better with their clothes on, especially certain types of clothes. I really find them super attractive in certain types of clothes. But if they start to take their clothes off, I get bored, you know? It's like, you know what I mean? And I'm not interested in the male anatomy whatsoever. Oh, yeah, I'm not interested in male anatomy whatsoever. It's so funny because I've got a video that I've been watching today, which is my Kylie Showgirl video. I like Kylie Minogue. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you're liking it, by the way. It really helps me out. So I got this Kylie video, Showgirl, and I love Kylie's music. I've always liked Kylie Minogue since I've been a little kid. And I was watching some of her video, but I've been having it in the background as well, so that while I've been doing my newsletters and stuff. And there's one part where there's 4 guys, right, on the stage. Just, I've liked women I like women who wear boots. I don't wear boots. My best friend does though. I don't wear boots. I wear nice flat shoes, and I don't have turns you on if women wear boots. Yeah, some guys like boots. Yeah, some guys do. I think it's the legs in the boots type of thing as well, because obviously legs go up to the woman's private part. I think that's why guys get sexually turned on by it, to be honest. But yeah, I don't wear boots. I'm not into boots at all. Probably because I'm asexual is one thing, but I don't know. How many asexuals actually wear boots here? Be interesting to find out, wouldn't it? So yeah, I was watching this Kylie Showgirl video, and in one of the, this is a live concert that was recorded in London, and there's 4 guys on stage, right, just in their underwear, right? I'm not interested in that. And like, they turn around. Yeah, exactly. They turn around and literally, you know, they've just got their underpants on and they've got all this chest that's all muscly. I can't stand muscly chest. I can't stand that look of blokes. The look of blokes that nearly I only wear boots when it's wet outside. Michael, I love it. I haven't even. The only boots I have are hiking boots, very small ones that I haven't worn for years because I'm not really an outdoorsy girl. Like, not like that. I might go for a walk on the quayside, but that's about it. I'm more and theme parks. I love theme parks. God, I can go outdoors in theme parks. I can go like, you know, that's a thrill. Theme parks are so much better than sex, I have to say. I mean, seriously, they are euphoric. You go on a theme park, you got the music, and you got the action of the roller coasters. It's like, whoa! Do you know what I mean? It's just so much better than sex. Of course, most things, well, pretty much everything's better than sex. I'm not going to say absolutely everything, because there are certain things that are you know, morbid to talk about. I'm not going to say they're better than sex, but I'm not going to go there. But yes, I was watching this video, and what I was saying is there's 4 guys, you know, and when I was, I want to take you back now to when I was a waitress. I haven't told you this, right? At 15 years of age, I did a little bit of waitressing for a while. I was obviously not very good at it, because what actually happened, love it too, Michael, love the sarcasm. Yeah, it's funny. And so basically, when I was when I was 15 years old, I did some waitressing, and I obviously wasn't very good at it because the woman said, we got no more work for you. And then my job was advertised the next week, and obviously I was a girl that wasn't really into obviously pulling guys and stuff, which there's a lot of people that do bar work. They're into short skirts, getting the boobs out, you know, and chatting up the blokes. I wasn't into all that, which probably didn't help, you know, because at 15, I guess that's what they still wanted you to do. But they didn't like the fact that I was stood around with not much to do. And the 2 women that were chatting away, the other women I worked with, they were going out for fab breaks all the time, but I never smoked. So I was like, oh, you should be never having nothing to do. Find yourself something to do. So I was like folding napkins all the time. Anyway, these 2 women that are going out for fag breaks, when I was with them as well, they were talking about the Chippendales, you know, which like old striptease guys basically on stage, you know, they strip down to whatever, and I was not interested in that. I was never interested in that, and I was stood there thinking, oh, this is so boring. I'm never ever attracted to those guys. I don't like them. I've never liked them. I've never, you know, when women go, oh, look at him and he's got really muscles, to me it's ugly. It's like, how can you cuddle a muscly guy? He looks like an armadillo. He reminds me of, you know, like you can get a screw, and you can get like the little, when you put the screw in, you can get like the little ribs on the screw. It reminds me of that. I'm like, how is that appealing? It's just gross. And, you know, it's just like really, it's not warm to me. And, you know, and all the women that like guys like that, just like, oh, I just can't understand it for my own personal perspective. Sorry, my chest is still bad. So to me, it's just like really, really gross. And I prefer a guy who looks more feminine. I like the boy next door type. Describe your perfect man. I feel the same way about the human body in general. Yeah, Michael. Human body. I don't like nudity at all. I'm just like, ugh. JC, you want me to describe my perfect guy? The guy in the Life of Pi, you know, that young guy in the Life of Pi? He's like my ideal type of look. Because I like young foreign guys, short dark hair, clean shaven, thin. Yeah. For kissing and romance, like a teenager romance. Like you see in the films when they never have sex and they just kiss. You don't even see them making out. I'm not even interested in making out, you know? The ones where you see them just kissing with their clothes on, and hugging and holding hands and dressing up like a princess and a prince. That's what I love. I'd love that type of relationship. It'd be great. I think we should all I think we should all be Disney princesses and princes. Live happily ever after. In a beautiful, beautiful teenager style home with lots of pretty things like the heart thing behind there. Little pictures on it. Yeah. That's what I'm into. A nice teenager style relationship. Where you see all, you know, literally you don't see any making out, no sexual touching whatsoever. You just see them absolutely kissing for ages, in public as well, holding hands. Yeah. And so I like the guy, if you've seen the film Life of Pi, I like the guy in the Life of Pi. He's really, really cute, handsome, beautiful. And, you know, I'd love to kiss him. But I don't want to have sex with him at all, ever. It's not my, you know, it's not in my nature to do that. And tonight, though, I was really brave because, you know, I'm trying to approach more sexual guys or guys that aren't really asexual to see what can happen with them. And tonight, and to prove confidence and skills. It's always good to improve relationship dating skills and confidence skills. So I was in the supermarket tonight and there was this foreign guy in front of me. And he was really polite. He stood back to let me through, and I go, oh, thank you, you're so polite. And then I looked at him after he went round the corner. I thought, oh yeah, you're really good looking. You look good looking. He looked Indian actually, And then I'm at at another aisle, look at drinks, and then he comes along. So I say, "Hi, your jacket looks really great." So I started talking to him for ages. We were talking to each other for about 10 minutes or more, maybe 15 minutes, in the supermarket about all sorts of stuff. I managed to talk to him about movies. I managed to tell him about all my books and put in there that I was asexual, because this is my asexual book. On Amazon, and I was talking to him about where he lives. So I asked him if he lives on his own or not. That was really brave of me. And yeah, we were chatting, but I didn't give him my number and he didn't give me his. So he just said to me, "Oh, I'm in a rush, so I've got to go. Really, really nice to meet you." He told me, asked me my name, shook my hand, and told me his name and said, "Oh, I come in here a lot, so I'll probably see you around." And that was it. And I thought, okay, I'm not going to give you my number or ask you for yours if you're not offering that to me. Because I got the impression he really liked talking to me, because he seemed to want to talk to me. But maybe it's because he found out when I said I'm asexual, he didn't really get what I was talking about. And that put him off. I don't know. But who cares? He's older anyway. He had grey hair. He was going grey in his hair. And you know I usually go for younger guys anyway. But I found out he's from Zimbabwe originally. But I think he said he'd been in the UK for 9 years and he's been in his current job for 7. So, yeah. And he lives with, he's got a landlady, but she's out a lot of the time. So, and he lives in a area, I know what part of my city he lives in, because he said, so, yeah, that was interesting. So that, you know, I'm trying to improve my approaching skills with guys, as usual. So that's good. So, and the guy from meetup.com, obviously he's not getting back in touch because he just wanted the arousal and probably didn't even understand what I was saying about my asexuality. So he wasn't really getting it. So I've archived his conversation now. So time to move on, innit? Move on to onwards and upwards. But I just wanted to, like, you should date white guys. They are nicer. I'm not interested in white guys. I don't get attracted to coloured skin. What's the point in forcing myself to do something or not? I don't get attracted. I get attracted to coloured skin. I don't get attracted to white skin. I've got British guy friends, but I'm not aesthetically attracted enough to British guys who I'm not aesthetically attracted to them. I can't kiss someone I'm not aesthetically attracted to. You know what I mean? I've got British guy friends who are beautiful, you know? Is this flirting? What he's doing with me? What JC's doing with me, you mean? When JC was saying I'm hot and all that type of stuff, that might be considered as flirting. It's not really flirting though, it's being outright, well, it's not self-flirting, it's being outright flirtatious, really. It seems like it, yeah, exactly. I just, I get loads of guys fancying me, sexual guys, I'm used to it. Who is flirting? Michael thinks you're flirting, JC, by what you're saying to me. So, yeah, so anyway, so yeah, I get attracted to foreign guys, and I want a foreign guy for a boyfriend if I have a boyfriend. If I decide I actually want to have a boyfriend. I would like a boyfriend, but only if the right one came along. But yeah, no, I'm interested in foreign guys. I don't get aesthetically attracted to British guys, unless obviously they're foreign but British born. So, yeah, no. So, yeah, so the guy in Life of Pi is ideal. I like Indian guys the most, and then Bangladesh, then Middle Eastern, then the rest, like Latino, Portuguese, some Chinese, you know, yeah, foreign guys in a nutshell. I love coloured skin. I think it's absolutely beautiful. So anyway, I just want to reiterate that if you are watching this now and you're asexual and you're talking to someone who's sexual and the conversation gets more and more, this is controversial, perhaps I don't race mixing is good. I couldn't care less what you think, to be honest. I don't think it's good. Well, that's your opinion, JC. I completely disagree with you. Completely disagree with you. I completely disagree with you. I'm not interested. I'm not, you know, and I don't care what anyone thinks. I'm not here in society to please you or anyone else. I'm here to be happy in my life, to be myself, and to encourage others to do the same. and I'm not going to force myself to be attracted to people I'm just not attracted to. Do you know what I mean? I love, you know, I love coloured skin. I think it's really beautiful. Do you know what I mean? I'm attracted aesthetically to that. It's great. You know, I think it's lovely. But you know, I have British guy friends. In the past, I've been with British guys. My last long-term ex of 8.5 years, he was British, and I've had foreign guy boyfriends as well. So I've had both in the past. Actually, the British guys I had longer relationships with than the foreign guys. I don't think there's any such thing as pure races. So to me, preventing mixing serves no purpose. Exactly, Michael. People have ancestors that are dating back to all goodness knows what countries. It's ridiculous, you know, and a lot of my British friends have some foreign blood in them as well. So, you know, it's great. So yeah, we do have our own opinions. It's wonderful. So yeah, so anyway, going back to the subject of this video, because there are other people watching, if there is any, you know, if you're asexual and you get talking to a sexual person, it all starts going towards arousal and sexual talk, then you know really that that's what they're thinking about, and it's probably going to make you really uncomfortable, and it's a time to like put on the brakes and say, hey, you either get to know this person and you're really serious about, you know, the same sort of things, looking for a relationship, or, you know, basically you're not for me. And I think someone who keeps going on arousal and sexual stuff, really, that's all they're after. You know, if they're not going to get to know you as a person, and that's all they're interested in, and they're being secretive as well, it's just ridiculous. You don't need that in your life. There's plenty and plenty of people out there, and certainly sexuals are in abundance. There's tons of them all over the place. So it's not difficult to get one if you want one. So yeah, so it's best to wait for the right sexual person to come along, or ideally, the right asexual person to come along. So as you know, I'm still on asexual dating sites. I will continue to be on them. ASAP, I'm still on there as well. So it just takes time, obviously, to find a good asexual match. Anyway, I hope this video's been useful, helpful, insightful for you. Thanks for the thumbs up. All the thumbs up are really appreciated. And I'm going to love you and leave you right now. Until next time, embrace your quirky and each other's. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, please do. And hit the bell icon to get notified of every time I post a new video. Thank you, Michael, so much for tuning in. Thank you so much, Martin, for the live stream. Thank you, Heather. And JC, thanks for participating. Anyway, until next time, I will see you on the other live stream tomorrow. And I'll see you soon. Have a great time. Thanks, Heather. Take care. Lots of love to all of you. Bye. Bye.